What's up, guys? Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoy the content and want to see more of it. I appreciate the support and hope you guys enjoy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good luck.
Good luck. I have both Corona and Sengoku, but no Teach, and I'm really tempted to play Sengoku. But since I have two 6K bodies already in my hand, I think I just need to prioritize the consistency here. Corona found a bunch of miserable bodies, but I found a Teach anyways, so I'm chilling. Let's put the bodies like this, and you're go.
Draw. I don't have any 2-Don turn plays, so let's just do my leader effect, ditching the Kuzan, and then I'll pass.
Awesome. And since I found a Teach, we get to just put in some really obnoxious characters. Activate Teach, and then I'll swing 7 and put in a Weevil, just getting the brick out of my hand and an annoying 6K body in play.
Alright, let's take that, and no trigger.
Here we go from there.
Alright, Don up the draw. How many cards do you have in hand?
Only 3.
Only 3.
Got low resource.
So this attack is probably the best thing I can do. So let's do 9K at the Weevil.
Yeah, and Weevil is gone.
Yep. And then let's do my leader effect again. We're gonna ditch a Van Auger and pass.
Sure. Yep. And you kind of have to expect the 9K a lot, but with exactly Teach, I just don't think I can get pretty far ahead if I let this happen. So I'm gonna play a Mihawk active, use Teach effect, and then do a 7K lead, and then put in another Rested Weevil. I'm running into the new 6-cost Liberation a little bit, but I at least have a bunch of characters in play to actually end the game soon.
Yep, it's too early to start countering, so I'll take that.
Here we go. 2 cards in hand now.
Right, and you spoke into existence, so I'll play Liberation on both your 4 drops.
Yep.
And then I'll do 5K at your leader.
Yep. And I'll be taking this. I definitely need more resources to go alongside this Teach.
And then I'll do my leader ability, ditching a full lead. I don't think I can really play cards that lose me advantage against your deck. And then I'll pass.
And you currently have how
6.
many cards?
6.
Okay. Alrighty, let's draw. At this point, I'm trying to figure out whether I even want to attack with my Teach or not. If I attack with my Teach, I get to go 5, 7, and still deploy 2 4-cross bodies. But I no longer have the access to the Teach, but I think swinging 9 might be a lot worse. Last option I have is just swing with Corona for 6, but I think I want to save that for a rainy day too. So I think I just want to put 2 characters in play and just win that way. So let's go 5 at life with Teach.
This is probably your lowest attack you're going to have, so I'll counter out with a Van Auger.
Yep, and I will play a Moria active, use Teach effect, and I'll swing 7 and put in a Rested Crocodile.
Yep, I'll take that one. Let's Finger Pistol the active Moria.
Yeah, Moria's gone. And your go, 2 cards.
2 cards. Alright, so let's think about this turn. We have 8 Dawn to play. I don't have that combo, but I think to use the best of our Dawn, I want to use 7 Dawn, so let's do 6K at your Teach just to stop your 3 engine from going and make you blind some.
Yep. And you definitely can't counter there, so very easy you can let go. And what we got here? Another Liberation?
No, not a Liberation. All I have is a Kuzan for 5, and then a Blocker for 2. And then let's do my leader ability, ditching a 2K, leaving me 3 cards in hand. I don't want to use Kuzan effect yet, just because I don't want to play 2 Gravity Blade.
Yep. Yeah. Kuzan can't be KO'd by effects or removed by effects at all, so it's actually a very obnoxious body to deal with. So I wouldn't want to play a Grav Blade even if I ended up having one. Okay. Now from here, I think I just try to apply as much pressure as I possibly can. You have 3 cards, huh?
3 cards.
Yep. And you have no 2Ks in your cache?
I have 1. The one I just discarded on my leader ability.
Okay. Alrighty. If my opponent pitches a 2K there, they almost always have at least 1 more, so I'm not entirely sure if doing that's perfectly reasonable. And I can almost always expect one of the cards to be a brick, so I'm not really that optimistic. I think I could just get away with the swinging up 5 to start off with this Crocodile. I think anything bigger is probably a little too spewy, so let's start with the 5 with Croc.
Let's give you a 2K.
Yep. as expected, there was just a 2K. Now from here, I'm just gonna keep doing 5s, just because, like I mentioned before, he would have almost always pitched a 1K, so there really isn't a reason to make him any bigger. And my plan is to just swing 7 with my leader blind and play some 1-drops to keep firing through. So I'll go 5 with Corona.
And I'll give you a 1K. I really want to say the blocker for the next 7K swing, but I think it's worth to keep the life here.
Makes sense. Okay. If I had other 4-drops, I might even want to play 1 active, but as things are right now, I could just swing blindly here and then use leader effect and Corona, so no hit there.
So we'll take that life. No trigger.
And you have 2 cards. So you're going to drop to 3, and at the end of that, you're only going to have like 1 card in hand if you use leader effect. If that's the case, I kind of just want to put in some 1-drops active to try to apply some pressure with, so I'm just going to play Buggy and Corona with only 1 card in hand. It's your go.
Now I don't have a 10-drop at all, so that's not part of my plan. So I do have alternate ways. I want to get rid of all your characters on board if possible and leave up 1 blocker, which might be possible. So my hand is exactly 2 dock keys, which can get rid of 2 of your guys. I can swing over both of your other guys and leave a blocker up. So I think that's probably the best course of action. I can even get you to get rid of the last card in hand too, which might not be bad, because I know you're drawing into Corona, and then that way I'll have full knowledge of your hand. So let's do 5K into your Crocodile Kuzan.
Yep, and if my opponent has 10-drop with only 1 card, the Crocodile is still going to die to another 5K swing. So I don't think it's an actual good use of resources to defend this. And then maybe if he swings at life or something, I'll get some extra cards.
Let's swing 5K at your Corona.
Okay, yeah. This is perfectly fine. If my opponent's attacking here, I have enough time to just power through the rest of his stuff, so.
So, let's do my Kuzan effect. I'm going to draw for his effect, and then I'm going to bring out, I want to leave 4 Dawn for 2 dock cues, so I have 5 extra Dawn, or 6 extra Dawn. So I think I will bring out a Burgess for now, just to get some pressure in case you do play Arrested Body. And then let's do another Kuzan. And then let's keep the value engine going. I'm going to use his effect as well. But actually, I'm not going to use his effect yet because I haven't used it yet. I'm going to play around Dock Graphically that way, and then I'm going to play out Dock Q, use this effect on one of the 1-drops. Play another Dock Q, use the effect on the other 1-drop. Then let's do my leader ability, ditching a black hole. And I'll pass.
Okay. Well, so you have used your leader effect, which is not great for me. But I can hopefully be able to stabilize from here and just pass. So I have 2 1-drops in my hand. I can do as big or as small as I want here, so I might as well just do a 7 at life and use leader effect. See if there's anything fun out of there. Gravity Blade's not the worst though, so I'm actually pretty happy with that one.
1 life with the block, just play around Perfume.
Yep, and I have 2 cards, and you're good.
Draw. I know one of the cards is a Verona. Okay, so now I kind of want to set up lethal for next turn, especially since you're showing me that Grab Blade. And in order to do that, ideally I'd get you down to maybe 1 life and leave the Kuzan up. I can also swing some 5Ks with these dock cues as well, just because I'm not in the threat of getting lethal unless you play something crazy like Rush Sock, which I don't think you are. So let's leave the Kuzan there just because he can play around Grab Blade, and then maybe we'll start swinging with these dock cues first. I'm checking the last part of my hand. I'm going to do leader ability no matter what, so I'm going to play this Kuzan. So let's start out with a 5K swing with a dock cue.
Yep, and just to give myself a little bit more breathing room, I'm just going to counter with the Corona. I would ideally like to go next turn, be at 2, and then when I Gravity Blade, it's almost impossible for you to die, so might as well counter out of 1 or 2 of these swings.
Yes, sir. Let's do another 5K with dock cue.
Okay, alright. So my last card is a Sengoku. I could counter, but I'm probably going to take at least 1 of these 5s regardless, so might as well just take 1 of them and kind of inform my decision. So I'll just take that one.
So let's do another 5K with my leader.
Yep, and I think, like I mentioned before, I just want to be at 2, so I think I'm just going to counter out of both of these swings, and then just give a 1K here.
So 5K with leader, or Kuzan, at leader.
And then I'll give the Sengoku.
Yep, and then we'll do 7K at leader with Kuzan.
Yep, and I'll take no trigger.
Okay, so now you're going Grab Blade, you're going to end up with 1 card in hand, so I think a 7, 8, 9 might get me there. If I play Kuzan, I can't play around Grab Blade anymore. The extra card does help So let's think about whether you want to use my leader or not. I could gamble and then use my leader ability, or not use my leader ability, but I think that's just not worth it. We're just going to use the leader ability, get rid of the big Burgess, and then we're not going to use the Kuzan to play my grab big, and we'll pass.
I'll take Gravity Blade. So a really interesting question I have to ask is like whether I want to just go 7 at life or 7 at this Kuzan to get rid of him. I think the 7 at life puts me in a better position to just end the game next turn if he doesn't draw exactly 10 drop, but the 5 drop gives him another draw. I think either way, I'm just going to start with the blind hit with leader, and I think it's just better to do at life, to be honest. So I'll just do 7 at life, and Jozu. That's why I don't like Jozu.
We'll take that one.
Yeah, and I'll just end up gravity bleeding the Burgess and a Q. And 1 card in hand, and it's all you.
Sir. Alright, so we'll draw for turn. We have a couple of options, and I guess depending on what you do with this attack is what I would do with the rest of my turn. So let's try a 5k at leader.
Yeah, and I have to worry about lethal here. If I don't counter this, you can go 7, and then 8 if you'd like. And with the 1k, it's like not the best place to be. So I could just counter here and give up this card, and that's probably my best out to victory. But this is my main way to beat something like a Vasco off the top. I can't beat the 10 drop unless I draw exactly Perfume. So I guess in that case, I just counter here and just give myself the most chances of trying to take a couple hits and surviving that way.
And now I still want to set up lethal for next turn, so I think we'll do a 5k swing here, even though I don't want you to give you a card.
Yeah, and I'll take this. No trigger.
Let's do the Kuzan effect. We're going to draw, and then we're going to play out a Burgess. And then let's do my leader, or play a 10 drop teach, and then we're going to use the effect on your leader, and then we're going to ditch a... thinking about what card I want to ditch. You're using 1 life, so I think no matter what, next turn is the last turn anyway, so we'll ditch the Finger Pistol for my leader, and then we'll hope we don't draw Perfume.
I'll draw. I think I'm just lost here, but I'll just go 14 at life and reveal a Grab Blade.
The Grab Blade, I'll block that.
And you're good.
Yep, and then it's pretty easy lethal, so I'll just swing with Burgess, who's at least 9k.
Yep, and I can never counter here, and there's a teach in life.
Sir, and then 15.
Yep, super dead. Awesome. I could have tried to attack into the Kuzan. Was the 10 drop off the Kuzan or no?
It was off the life.
It was off the life, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's like a weird... The question is whether giving you an extra draw was worth you being at 1 extra life, and I don't think so. I think I just auto-lose if you just draw a 10 drop there, though, which is my main concern.
Right, makes sense, yeah. And then my other line of play that I was thinking about is whether I was just swing bigger with my Qs, like 7, instead of making both of them 5s. But I think having full knowledge of your hand is actually pretty useful as well.
Yeah. Sure.
Alright, so 1, I'll do a Laugh-Eat, and then I will pass.
Awesome. Alrighty, I've got 2 searchers. I have 3 different options. I have 2 Sengokus and a Corona. If I find exactly Teach off of the first Sengoku, I will play the second one just to keep up cards. But if I don't find the Teach, I'm probably just going to play the Corona to make sure I hit something. Now from my side, I can choose a 6k body or I can choose a 2k. I think just taking the first 2k is probably better. And then I'll play a Corona, kind of stacking to hopefully put some obnoxious bodies on top. I think these qualify as obnoxious, so I'll take it. And your go from there.
Alright, let's do the Locky Search first to play around any grab triggers. Have good options. I definitely want to dock you for next turn at least. I do have Liberation too, but I think dock you is just important enough to work this turn, so let's take 5 you.
Yep, and taking this one for sure.
Let's play dock you, not using this effect because I want to set up my next turn, and using leader ability to dip a little bit and pass.
Yep. Draw. And I'm definitely getting in a 2 at the feet. Yep, and then I'll just go 7 at life to put in a boa.
Yep,
Yep, and I could play another one drop here, just so if he attacks into my Perona and play something like a Vasco, I still have the option to swing with one of my one drops at Dock Q and another one at Life at 6 on. But I have to waste a card to do so. But I think it's just worth it, so I'll just play Sengoku and pass.
Yeah, it's like the worst 6-on turn I would like to see. So now that card I drew does give me some extra options. I do think that if I draw another Dock Q, this play would be okay. So the play I was thinking about is whether I could be greedy, just Dock Q both your one drops, and then swing over the other one drop, and then play a Lafitte. Then next turn I do have Ren Augur, so I just Ren Augur Dock Q again.
Yeah.
That works exactly if I see another Dock Q off of this, but I think that's just too greedy for now. So let's just swing 5k over Corona first.
Yep, and roll down.
Still thinking about the greedy play. It might not be bad because then your 6th-on turn is awkward because then you would have to swing big twice instead of swinging an extra 5k. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's Dock Q one drop.
Yep.
Let's Dock Q the other one drop.
Gross. Yep.
And then let's do a Lafitte, checking top 5. None of these are that great, but I think I will end up taking a Vasco shot.
Sure.
I would do my leader ability, ditching a Burgess to pass. And then I have 3 things for you to swing at, man. So it's a little bit annoying for you.
Yeah. I think from my side, I just cannot afford to try to prioritize fighting over these Dock Qs. So I'm just going to try to take it a little bit slower. It does ruin my stack in terms of blind leader effect. But I think that's just a better proposition for the most part. So what that looks like for me is probably just
Swing where?
5 at the feet.
5 at Lafitte is good.
Yep. I'm just gonna go 6 at life.
6 at life, I can afford to go down to 3, so I'll take.
And I'm gonna play just a 6-cost Jozu. Now I get to play around Liberation because I'm leaving these characters in play. Obviously his KOs are better moving forward, but I'm not gonna lose my entire board on these upcoming turns at least. So I'll pass to you.
Sir, how many cards do you have in hand?
I currently have 6.
So the scary part about this is now I'm playing right into Gravity Blade, but I think it's just worth it to do. I could also KO the Jozu instead, just because the bow is less threatening, and you can also die to any lucky triggers. So I think getting rid of Jozu is probably priority for me. So let's do the stronger effect crash, crashing it fully, draw, KO or -2 to Jozu.
Yep.
And just to not give my play away just in case, let's swing 6 at lead. I don't think it's worth swinging at the bowler right now.
Yep, and 3 is always like the sweet spot against this deck, so I always will want to take a couple of these just to make sure I have counter and cards to play. So.
Let's do an Augur -2 the Jozu. Dock Q will KO the Jozu.
Yep.
And then let's do my leader ability. We're gonna end up ditching a stronger pass.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm playing into a really good Gravity Blade, which doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I do have a Gravity Blade that I'm going to use this turn. I could swing 5-7, but I don't want to give him an opportunity to use those 1Ks. So I might as well just tax the 2Ks throughout, and there's almost no world where he counters out of both. So I'll just go 6 at life.
If it's a 6, without knowing your play, I think if he swings twice at me, he doesn't do Gravity Blade, so I'll take the first one. No trigger.
Yep. And then I think I could play another one drop, but I'm not planning on removing either Dock Q, so I'm just gonna hold on to my 1Ks or 1 cost for right now. So I'll just go another 6 at life.
I'll give you a 2 for that one.
Yep, and I'll Gravity Blade, a Van Augur, and a Dock Q. And it's your go from there.
Sir, and how many cards do you have in hand now?
I have 7 now.
7 now. So I think that bow is gonna stick. It's too much investment to try to KO it. I'll go. This Dock Q is ending up a little bit dead now, but if I drew into either a Kuzan or another Van Augur, then it would have paid off, but it's the gamble you take. So I'll just end up swinging 6k at leader.
Yep, and exhausting my 2Ks kind of feels annoying, but I think just going to 2 puts me in too much range to just lose like 1 Burgess plus 1 10 drop, so as this counter would be a little safer.
Sir, play a Purges, and then we'll end up playing 2 Vascal shots, and then doing a leader ability. And then I have 0 cards and I'll miss.
0 cards, okay. So definitely gonna take this turn a lot slower and not really swing the default 7s that I would in this matchup. I can definitely do a lot of 5s and 6s. I would love to swing 5 with my leader first, My worry is exactly Finger Pistol out of life. But weirdly enough, I don't think that's that bad for me. The logic being that if you pistol out of life, get rid of my boa, and then draw like exactly a 10 drop, I think I can still win because you won't be able to use leader effect. So I think it's just a better upside to just swing the 5, and there's not really much of a downside if you trigger me with no cards in hand.
Then take that, no trigger.
And then now I think I can get away with the 6, but I really want to get one of these Vascos out of the way, so I'm just gonna swing to 7.
Sir, now fuck that.
Yeah. And then now I will be playing a bunch of characters. Definitely gonna play a Weevil for sure. That's the easy one. I'm definitely going to play a Moria as well. The question is, do I want to play a Perona? I think this best play this upcoming turn is just playing a 10 drop, and if you play the 10 drop, there's no way for him to use the Dock Q effectively unless I play the Corona, so I'm just gonna hold on to it for at least one more turn and just pass.
Draw per turn. So the color that I just drew is Stage, but if I use Stage, it means I can't use leader ability, so I don't think I can afford to use Stage at this point in the game. I have to try to kill this boa and try to maybe survive one more turn with my board and potentially go for game next turn. How many cards do you have in hand?
I currently have 5.
5. Okay, so I think the Burgess is a 7 right now, so the best way to do that is try to make it at least a 10. And then if I do a 10, what am I going to do with the rest of my Dawn? Probably just swing a bunch of 5Ks as well. So I think we can do, if not, we can just swing another 10 at it. So let's just try doing a 10 at boa.
Yep, and it's not worth defending her with this many cards. If you commit this much Dawn, I'm gonna be happy with the outcome for the most part.
Yep. And then let's do a 5K with my leader.
And you have 7 Dawn.
7 down.
Don't have that many 2Ks to want to just waste here, so I'm just going to give up this Perona and just like make sure that nothing too crazy happens.
We do 7K with my Dock Q at your leader.
The aforementioned crazy thing has happened, so I'll take that swing happily.
And that's the my leader. I can play around law. Just leave 1 card in hand, which is lethal, so I just have to hope for something out of life, and for you not to have femur.
Yeah.
A lot of ifs.
I don't have the femur for you, so don't worry about that. But I will be starting with a 7 at life all the same.
So the only way we get around this is a trigger. No trigger.
Yeah, trigger. And then now with 2 cards in hand, 2 9s are going to be sufficient. So 9 with Moria and 9 with leader.
Yep.
Yep.
You got it.
Boom. Let's see what this hand yields. Alright, I'll take a buggy if you give deck. Alright. I wasn't like hoping for exactly buggy, but I did find them, so.
Because you weren't greedy with it. You didn't say Perona.
Yeah. Alright, found 3 warlords, so I'm pretty happy. Here we go.
Alright, so I'll draw for turn. And then we do have a Blackbeard, so let's use them. Just to beat up an attack at least 4 or 5. And we do have some good options here. Looking specifically between these two, Kuzan and Liberation. Liberation is just so good on evens. Kuzan is really good as a resource killer, so but I think I'll take the Liberation. Oh, whoops, sorry,
Makes
wrong card,
sense.
Liberation. And then I'll pop back the rest. Then I'll use my leader ability, ditching a stage. I just don't really like using stage this matchup, and I'll pass.
And for me, normally keeping your 1-drops in play for as long as you can is a nice thing, but I think I can't make this game go on too long. One, because the Liberation in your hand, but also just I think you have more resources to fail and grind your game with the new version. So I'll just go 2 at it and then 7 at life and play a Weevil.
Okay, I will take that. No trigger.
And you're good.
So I'll draw my turn. I'll do the easy 5K at your buggy.
Yeah, and Buggy's gone.
And then I'll play a Burgess. And then I'll use my leader ability. We're going to ditch the 10 drop. And I'll pass.
So, okay, well, my opponent pitches a 10 drop. It usually tells me that they have another, but maybe that's not the case with his particular hand. Maybe just prioritizing the better cards. 5 cards in hand. I could try to get greedy and blind, but I don't know any other cards, so I think it's probably safer just to play characters from hand and then just blind on my next turn. So if that's the case, I'll just go 6 at life.
I'll take that one. No trigger.
And let's do another 6 at life with leader, because I don't have a 1-drop to play.
Yep, I'll take that one as well. No trigger.
And then I will just play a boa blocker, and you'll go from there. Maybe I'll get a free block on a 5K.
Alright, I'll draw a turn. And then how many cards do you have in hand?
I currently have 5.
Yep. So problem with killing Sword Jet last turn is that I do play around Liberation. I was hoping that he might play a Teach since he doesn't know the top stack of his deck, but he doesn't. So Liberation can't use it this turn, but I can potentially swing at his board. Sorry, how many cards again?
5.
5. Let's start off with a arrow. Checking top 3. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll take the blocker for now. That also busts up my Teach or my Burgess to a 6k. So I can swing 8k at your Weevil.
Yep. And I think this is not a really good turn to waste all my resources to defend this Weevil. So I'm just gonna let this guy go and just try to do something a little bit fancier next turn.
And then let's do a 6k at leader.
6k at lead, and I really want to take at least one, just have extra cards. So pretty happy with that one.
And then I'll play out a Vasco shot, and then I'll use my leader ability. I think I'm going to ditch the Blackbeard, then I'll pass.
Yep. And you're currently at 7 cards in trash?
7.
And did you pitch that Liberation, or was that the one from the My Age?
That's on my age. I pitched the
Okay.
Lucky.
Got it. Drop. And I could swing at the Burgess, but I think Jackson's in a point where he has to counter the life swings as well. So might as well just swing the 6 at life and just demand a little bit extra counter. So let's just go 6 at life.
I'm going to 8, and I want to probably block. You could still play Gravity Blade, but then I just counter the 16 bit. So let's just take this life. No trigger.
And now I'm just going to blind leader effect and then just play a 4 cost for my hand. Just really trying to get some pressure going. And let's just hope this is good. Let's go 7, and I hit a gym bit. Not gonna complain there.
Yep. And can't go to 0 because the curriculum, so block that. And I have 8 in hand.
Yep.
Or 8 trash.
8 and trash. Okay. One fun thing I can try to do here is not play anything, which is kind of funny. I'm not entirely sure if it's good, which is the problem. My main logic being that I just don't want to get blown up by a Liberation, just popping 2 things. And I think it might just be better in terms of resources to just not play a character here. So I'm not entirely sure if this is right, but I really want to kind of experiment with it. So I'm just gonna not play a character and pass.
That does make my Liberation turn a little bit more awkward. I guess the punish for this would be if I had a bunch of blockers to play out instead. It kind of gives me more time. But let's see what I can do to punish that. So how many cards do you have in hand?
I currently have 7.
7. So I think I need to guarantee both of these guys dying, or if not, I need to guarantee at least one of them dying and playing out a blocker. So let's try to do. My Burgess is at 7 right now, so let's try to do a 7k at your gym bait.
Yeah, I don't actually have Jim Bay for sure.
Alright, so we were able to get that out of him at least. So now I think we can do a 5k at life actually.
Okay, so you have a way to exhaust all of your Dawn. I wonder what that last Dawn is going to be for. There's a lot of your KOs and a lot of your things that require your Dawn require like an odd amount, like Vasco, or not Vasco, but including Vasco, like Van Augur, Doc Q, all that requires like 7 Dawn. So I'm curious what this is going to be. But in general, I think I can still just go to 3 here pretty happily and just try to get some more cards to work with.
We'll actually play the stage, and even though I don't like playing it, I've been kind of low on counter. This also doesn't help getting into the non-counter. Oh, sorry, I forgot to ditch as well. I'm gonna ditch one of the Liberations.
Sure.
And then I will play out a Van Augur minus to your boa. Doc Key will KO your boa. I can't really play around Perfume anymore, so I'm gonna try to play to my WEBCAM.
Makes sense. Okay. Going into 9 Dawn.
Sorry, I think I forgot to ditch my leader ability as well. I'm going to ditch a Burgess.
Here. And you currently have 3 cards?
4.
Or is it 4 cards? Okay. Alrighty. I drew one of the best cards in this deck, which is Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. One thing that I was doing throughout this game was really attacking the 6k swings to really tax the 2ks in his hand. And there were a couple of turns where I thought that if he had a 2k, he probably would have pitched to be a little bit higher of a life total. So it's not very likely you have a 2k. So I think the 7 at life is actually quite good, and hopefully you don't end up having it. So let's go 7 at life.
No leader ability, so that probably means Gravity Blade is coming up. I have to take it as well.
Yep. And I will Gravity Blade the two big characters, Van Augur and Burgess. Now that we're in this part of the game, I can just take it actually quite slowly and just keep countering out of swings at life for the most part.
Right. Sounds good. And that's a pass, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll drop a turn. Now, hand drop teach doesn't really give me much value here, so I think one way I can play around this is, since he has no board, I can try to resource up with a bunch of Lockheeds. How many cards do you have in hand?
8.
8. So let's play the Lockheed first and see what we get here. And then
Yep.
still playing around, hoping that he doesn't drop the Demon. So let's take another Lockheed. And then hoping that we find some Vascal shots. So let's play another Lockheed. Check out top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take the my hand. Strongest better for now. Versus 2k being. Then let's do the Bullet Lead effect, ditching another Liberation, checking top 3. Okay, so we don't have a blocker or 2-drop blocker at least here. So we probably have to just grab the Teach and maybe go for a late game kind of thing.
Yep.
And then I have a Van Augur or a Kuzan to move back my blocker, but I don't think I want to play him yet. Thinking about whether I want to leave one Don up or not, I think it's not worth it. I think I'm just going to do 6k, even if I draw like a error or something.
Yep. And for my side, I think I can just take this. Obviously, trying to find the perfume would be nice, but you haven't played 10-drop. You have no real attackers at the moment, so I could just take this for it and be relatively comfortable. No trigger there, though.
We'll play Kuzan, uses effect, draw, playing out a basket shot, and then now we're going to do my leader ability, dishing 10-drop.
Awesome. Okay, and then you have 4 cards in your hand.
5 cards, actually.
5 cards, okay. Now from my side, I just want to like build as wide of a board as possible, while also making sure that I get a bunch of cards out of you, or at least force the Vasco. I think the most annoying number from his side is just swinging a 7, so I think I'm just going to swing 7, not use leader effect, and just play 2 for active 4 costs. So I'll just do 7 at life.
Leaving up 4 Dawn, so we can play 2 4-drops, so how many cards do you have in hand?
10?
That is pretty annoying. So the game isn't anytime soon, so I think I have to continue this resource war. Ditch the Liberation isn't active anymore since I put your whiteboard. I think I can block this. Try to keep control.
And I'm going to play 2 boas here. They're my only 2 boas, but I think what's going to happen a lot of the time here is you're going to be forced to play a 10-drop. And if that's the case, I just want to have these like stunned boas for a while so it can act as blockers later in the game. So I'll just pass from here.
Alright, so I'll drop a turn. I actually don't think I can play 10-drop this turn because I think that's also just a losing play. There is a chance I can kind of stall this out by keep trying to gather resources. That gives you more time to find perfume, but I think I can't. Oops, sorry, I drew 6. I can't play this with the 10-drop. I'll grab the blocker.
Yep.
Now I have to decide whether I want to swing first or swing a bigger number and try to put you down lower, or use that Dawn to get more resources up. Because I have 5, which I will probably end up playing for an Augur. That is 4 Dawn, so I can probably look for Kuzan instead of an Augur. So let's do that. We're gonna ditch Doc Q, Doc Q for stage. We're gonna get another blocker as well, so that kind of fills out our curve too. We just play 2 blockers, then an Augur, and then end with 2 blockers. So let's do that. We'll do Van Augur. We're going to use his effect on the boa, hail 1 the boas. And you do get a free 5 piece, which kind of sucks, but I think that's the only thing we can do. This 5k leader.
Yep, and I will block.
So then we'll play a Vasco, and then we're going to play another Vasco, and then we're going to do my leader ability. We're going to ditch a 10-drop Peach, and then we'll pass.
So you have a way to KO a body every turn, which is not the best for me. But at the same time, I have... Yeah, so you have 3 cards, 2 that. I really want to try to get rid of those if possible. So I think I actually just want to swing 7s and then try to put a couple more characters in play. An important thing to think about is now that there is a Van Auker plus a .q in play, it actually doesn't make sense to hold my 1-drops anymore, since those are probably going to be used to get rid of 4s. So if that's the case, I can just play my 1-drops willingly. So let's start with a 7 at life. Yep, and I'm just gonna blind leader effect here, playing 7 at life and paying 1. See if we're lucky today. Another Corona.
So 6 down either means a Jozu or 4-drop into 1-drops. So if it's a Jozu, 10-drop teach kind of just stops this. If it's a couple of 1-drops, it becomes a little bit more annoying. Do you have any Jozu in the trash actually?
I do not.
Gotcha. So I could counter this, but that means next turn if I play 10-drop teach, I'm gonna have 0 cards in hand, and I think I might die to a bunch of 5-piece swings. Actually, if I KO one of the guys, I stun the boa, then one of you have 4-drop left, and I don't think I can get out of a bunch of swings, so I think I have to block this. Because I can play around 2 1-drops and 4-drop.
Yep, and then let's play those 4s and 2-1s, just getting as many attackers in play as possible, and kind of overloading the stock queue. And your go.
So, drop the turn. And how many cards do you have in that?
6. Went from 10 to 6, so a little bit lower.
Gotcha. So let's do the Van Auger .q. I think we're gonna go for boa since we can't swing over it anyway.
Yep.
And then let's do 5A at leader.
And I will just give a pudding just to make sure that I just don't die next turn. So.
Yep. Then let's play teach. We're gonna stun your Weevil and your leader. Now I have to think about whether I want to use my leader ability. If you split your attacks 2 ways, then it's going to be 3 on a 1-drop, and then you have 7 left over, so it'll be 8 and 9. If you go 7, that's 5. You can go 7, 5, 5, 2, which also lethals me, so I can't use a leader or just run a leader ability since I need all the first. So I'll just pass.
Alrighty. Okay. So, I don't think I need to play any characters here. I can, and I have cards like Moria to go Moria Boa. Just to, like, put a bunch of stuff in play and like guarantee everything feeling comfortable next turn. But I think I can very obnoxiously tax your hand in a similar way. Let's start with a 7 at life with my leader, and then see how you'd end up responding, because you'd have to like worry about this 10k swing with one of these babies if you end up letting this happen. So let's just go 7 at life.
7 at life. You can still end up playing 2 4-drops. If you go 10 at life, you could counter out. But I'm just gonna get 2 1 for that.
Yep.
Actually, sorry, I can't.
And oh yeah.
Otherwise, I would just block it every time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had exactly 3 2Ks, you could just counter out there. His hand could be 2-1-2, and in that case, it kind of makes things kind of awkward from my side. But I have so much counter, I actually just don't really mind. One thing I could do is I could just swing 5 with Corona, and then if he uses the 1K, I can just play Moria to get back an extra 2K. And that would be relatively comfortable from my side, but I have plenty of counter that I don't think it's that big of a deal. So let's just go 6 at life with Corona.
And I'll block that.
And I don't have a Hound Blaze to get you, so it's another 6.
Yep, and I'll counter again.
Here go. 6 cards in hand, 2 life.
Yep. So now I can actually maybe clean up some board and then still play around my game of you not having perfume. So I'll do. I could also go for game, but I think that's just slow chance. How many cards do you have in hand?
I currently have 6.
Okay, so I think that's extremely low chance. So I think we can keep continuing this path of playing forward. So we'll do Van Auger .q on your Weevil.
Yep.
And then we'll do a lock. Just check top 5.
Yep.
And then for this, I'll take a. I think the blocker good here.
Yep.
And then now I will go. Since I have so much extra Dawn, I can go. I'm gonna play Kuzan for sure, and then he's probably going to bring back a blocker. I'm probably gonna. I might not dish for leader effect again, but I think I really want to. If I play a blocker off of there, I'd use the grab blade if I swing this guy. So I think that needs to be a dot key. So we'll go a little bit purpless, but we'll go 7k at a Corona.
Yeah.
And then now we'll play the Kuzan. We'll use this effect. We're going to bring back a dot Q. Well, we're going to draw first and then dot Q. Dot Q's on the
Yep.
than the other guy. And then yeah, I die exactly to grab blade, but I also think that I won't be greedy. I really want to swing the siege, but dying to grab blade at this point in the game feels kind of bad, so I'll get rid of one of the lock cues. And then I use my leader ability for this time.
Yep. Alrighty. Now from here, swinging a really big number just doesn't really make any sense. So I think I just have to kind of just build a board to the point where I think that you probably will still die. I think I can get away with only playing 2 characters if that's the case. So I think I can just go Moria and Jinbei and just keep as much counter as I possibly can going into this turn. So alternatively, I can just go 14 at you and just get rid of the Vasco, and that might help. But the problem is if you find the... How many Vascos are you down, by the way? Is it 3?
2, and 1 Kuzan so far. Oh, 2 Kuzan. 2 Kuzan, 2 Vascos. Oh, 3 Vascos and 2 Kuzans.
Okay, so you can't really draw Vasco anymore, so that means that the feat can't really work anymore. So it actually might make more sense to just 14 you and just use leader effect to get rid of the Vasco, and even if you have teach, things should be fine. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go 14 at life and use leader effect. Let's see what we find. Jozu.
Jozu loves me.
Not again.
Yep, and
I know. And you go from there.
So kind of the same spot as last time, except now you don't have a word for me to worry about. But I don't necessarily have to go for Nico this turn. Let's do Blackbeard again, just to generate some value. We're going to take the... I have options out. I guess I have a Bird just to go for next game, or I get a Black Hole. Since I'm not going to be swinging this Teach, since I don't have any more Vascos as of yet, I might get one off of here. I think I might just take the... check this out. Oh, God, my card. Keeping the 1 card in hand, I think I might take a Bird. I think I might need him for Cobra game next turn.
Sure.
Yep, and then let's do the Ula lead, pitching the Raynager. He's gonna take a 2k, and then now I can't swing this Teach anymore since I don't have a blocker to play. So I have to swing with the rest of my board and try to set up lethal for next turn. So I think I'm gonna start out with a... I could also pretend to threaten for lethal and then force you to counter out early, but I don't think that ever works that way. So we'll start with a 8k at leader.
I can't really justify countering it. Let's take...
Yep. And then let's just go another 8k at leader.
Yeah, let me see if I can counter out of the 16, because I want to take this to maximize your chances of finding perfume, but obviously I don't want to die, so 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so a 2k would be good, but I just don't think that's justifiable, so I'll just give 2 2ks.
And then I'll just play a Burgess, and I use the leader ability, ditching a Stronger.
Yep. And let's just take this. Perfume? Oh, it's Jozu, I forgot about it. And Burgess is massive, right?
He is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So he's a...
It's 8k? Yeah, plus 6k. Yeah.
11k.
Yeah. Okay, so if that's the case, nothing really makes sense. I wish I had another boa. It's kind of the reason that last turn backfired when I played 2 boas. But now I can just go 12 at life, paying 1. I hit a Mihawk at least this time. Yep, and I'll just pass to you.
So now I have to go for lethal, but I'm in a much better spot than I went last time. So how many cards do you have in right now?
7.
7. And then I can make my purchase exactly 13. I can use 2 more cards. I think 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27 actually. So my purchase size I don't need. Let's do a blue lead. Check the top 3. If I did draw 10 drop teach here, I might have been able to play him out again and play perfume, but this is also probably one of the best spots I can be in to go for lethal. So if we want to play around your life, we want to make these 3 attacks as cool as possible, I believe. I guess that doesn't really matter until after the swing. So let's swing.
Yeah.
I think this is 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20, 24, 16, 8. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I cannot counter out of it even if I wanted to, so I'll take.
Yep, and then let's do 16k.
Yeah, and I have 8 1ks.
Got there in the end. Yeah,
Sir?
just not playing around Perfume or respecting Perfume is really the only out I had there, so I knew really early on that I had to not play around it.
Yep, and I think it was kind of a bit ambitious to try to go for lethal that one turn where I did the 7/6/6. I think it was probably better to just Moria, bring back Boa, and just try to go even wider instead of giving you that like controlled board that was easy to deal with.
Mhm.
So